going?
I'm headed to your base, believe it or not. Gotta check something.
I can't allow strangers into the base given the circumstances. Is Captain Sienkiewicz expecting you?
Let's find out.
Everyone stay put. You're entering Ward territory, Stalker. You have no business being here, you hear me? Turn around and get lost.
I've got a permit from Colonel Korshunov.
Are we hiring stalkers now, too? Whatever. As long as you can help. Come on in. The commander's in the main building. We've got an infirmary there now.
I would not recommend doubling the dosage. These medications have a cumulative...
Captain, do it.
This is not the wisest course of action.
Expecting any help from you wasn't the wisest course of action. You've been here for 2 weeks and my men are only getting worse.
Sometimes we have to let the patient get a little worse in order to figure out what's wrong with him. I have the situation firmly in hand.
That's right. Circa promised to be the best expert in the field. Where is he? Who's going to tell me what happened to my men?
But it will take time. Have some patience. Your doctor has all the medications we need. My devices are monitoring the situation. We will be the first to know.
Unless I lose my marbles myself. That's it. I'm done waiting. You're dismissed, Doc. How did you get in here?
One of your men is a rat.
One of my men? Bullshit.
I intercepted a message about a plot to sabotage Icarus. It was sent over an old frequency, a monolithian one. Just like the PDA the traitor used to communicate.
If it's old, we can trace it. I bet it's Krivenko. He puts his shitty gadgets all over the place, thinking we'd never put 2 and 2 together. All right, here's the plan. I'll send my soldiers for a walk around the camp, just in case. You get rid of the antennas. They'll jam any direction finder.
Who's Krivenko? Why do you suspect him?
You just saw him. That Circa rat. That bozo showed up as soon as my men started hearing things, with papers signed by Dalin himself. And I never even sent a request to Circa. He hasn't done a damn thing in 2 weeks, other than set up his locators to monitor the situation. I trust my soldiers, but not those Circa crooks.
The soldiers busted his ass trying to keep
What's
up
the
with the
purpose of these antennas?
guy starts whining.
On paper, to monitor the level of anomalous exposure. As for what they really do, Your guess is as good as mine. If not for the papers from Dalin, I'd toss Krivenko into the nearest anomaly myself. Then he can measure the exposure on his own ass till the cows come home.
I want to talk to Krivenko first.
Go ahead. And don't forget to talk to our quartermaster afterwards. He could spin a whole platoon's worth of briefs out of the wool Krivenko's gonna pull over your eyes.
A stalker at Icarus. These are desperate times indeed. How are you feeling? Any headaches? Dizziness, perhaps? I wish I had the proper equipment to read your psi signature. Given the circumstances, it never hurts to have a control sample.
I need some leave.
The captain isn't happy about your antennas. He even asked me to destroy them.
How barbaric. But I can see where the captain is coming from. He wants to look out for his man, even if it costs him his career. I've got to hand it to him. However, his sacrifice will be for North if we don't discover what's going on here, and who is responsible for it.
That's what I need you for. I've been informed about a traitor at Icarus. Can you track him down?
In theory. I need to get up-to-date readings from the scanning antennas before he does anything drastic. Let's collect the evidence before he destroys it.
How would your data help us figure out what's going on?
Don't get me wrong. I could explain everything, of course, but why bother? If you wanted to listen to my lectures, you'd be a scientist, not a stalker. Just bring the data to me, and I'll do what I was sent here to do.
Deal. I'll get your data.
It's a pleasure working with you, Stalker. Here's a recording device. Tell me if you start feeling unwell. Remember, I'm here to help.
Wait till you laugh your asses off when I tell you some home base shit. Fucking hilarious. One stalker says to another, "Hey, let's have a pet flesh at the base." His friend winces. "Oh, boy, think of the filth instead." First one says, "The flesh will get used to it."
Hey, this spot's mine. It's easier to breathe here. Just don't tell anybody, okay? I'm not telling anyone. And you don't tell anyone about this spot either. The air down below is kinda stuffy and dank. Because of the swamps, I guess. Nobody's noticed I'm on my 7th watch in a row up here. Keep a low profile, okay?
Prevenko's got himself a new assistant. Those slackers from the Institute sure like to ride other people's coattails.
I got all 3 reports. Laugh if you want, Stalker, but it seems like you were right. Icarus may indeed be exposed to the influence from outside.
Have you found the traitor?
Not exactly, but I did find an interesting disturbance in the psi field, here in the camp. So much for the much-vaunted ward. I remember Senkevich puffing out his chest when he said his most trusted man, Shtarev, had checked everything and that the threat was clearly coming from outside the camp. Follow these coordinates. I'll have security let you in. If the thing beneath Icarus is what I think it is, I want you to leave it alone. But make sure you get a reading from it. Trying to get on the captain's good side, are you? I thought you were smarter than that.
Well, what the fuck was under the planetarium?
Some kind of strange device. It had more rads than an anomaly. I didn't feel right until I smashed it to bits. And that's all that's left of it.
So that's why my men were losing their shit. Stedev, you piece of shit. I'm gonna bury you.
So what kind of device is it, Captain?
Let's hope Kravenko can figure it out. I guess I owe him an apology. It was my men, so I'm responsible for this fuck-up. I've got a difficult conversation with the Colonel to look forward to.
Can we track him? I'd like to talk to him too.
He's not getting away now. I'll drain these swamps, dig them up, and look under every rock. He's gonna answer all my questions. Who, why, on whose orders. So many good men had to be discharged back to the mainland, or worse, because of that asshole. Polanski, get me on the radio on the double.
Yes, sir. On the double, sir.
Attention, all patrols. You are to detain Lieutenant Stedev at once. Do not negotiate with him. If you encounter resistance, shoot to kill. Alpha team, you're cleared to enter the claw. Bravo team, get to the vent. Use extreme caution. The lieutenant may employ monolith weapons or tech. I sent you the coordinates of the patrols, Stalker. Give them some backup. We can't let Shteref get away. Check in with our medic. Have him give you some circa pills. They'll come in handy in the swamps.